down the block, made a right, yeah.
The 2K Sports pregame show.
Hey everybody, welcome to the NBA on 2K Sports. I'm Ernie Johnson. With me, oh you know him, Shaquille O'Neal. You know this guy too, Kenny the Jet Smith. Tonight, it'll be the Portland Trail Blazers.
We bring you tonight into Portland over the Burnside Bridge on a gorgeous evening here in the Pacific Northwest. We are live from Portland, Oregon for a West and Dave. Thanks for teaching and motivating. He's done a nice job, DA. Thanks. Tonight, two teams that like to slow it down a little bit, playing that half-court ball. Brent, we don't get to see that as often as we kind of have in the past.
Well, and that's okay, Kevin, because coaches who have a roster that's full of guys who they feel like physically can take advantage of defenses wearing down, or they're looking at their opponent as somebody who's not really patient defensively and wants to play through a 24-second possession. Then if you slow it down, you might have more opportunities for post-ups, cuts, and late baskets because of defensive breakdown.
Coaches knowing what they've got to work with.
Well, you got to know your personnel.
Yep. The starters for the Utah Jazz. We've got Rose. Rudy Gay is out there with Clint Capella. And there's Jackson, and it's Antetokounmpo in at the small forward. Fournier against Rose. Outside Fournier. Lillard outside. 6 to shoot over Jackson, and it's Lillard missing. About a minute played so far here in the first. And Brent, you look at Giannis Antetokounmpo's slashing game, standing maybe a hair under 7 foot tall. How do you even put it into words?
Well, it's hard to imagine a more perfect frame for today's game in terms of getting in transition, having a versatile offensive game, putting it down, getting to the rack. But the one thing that we're anxious to see is whether or not Giannis will develop the type of range from the three-point line that makes it respectable. Other than that, he's pretty much unstoppable.
And giving up a lot of inches, he was still, though, determined to make the play.
Yeah, this is the time you can use that word, tenacity. Some guys wouldn't even try that shot, but he goes in there undeterred.
Back to Jackson. The pass to Capella. Here's Antetokounmpo. Puts the fadeaway right on the money.
Antetokounmpo going to work now. These types of shots are pretty much in his range.
And Lillard kicks to Covington. Passes it to Cauley-Stein. Giannis Antetokounmpo grabs the miss. For Utah, they've gone 2 of 3 here to start out the game. Pass to Jackson. Back to Antetokounmpo. Gay in the corner. The three-pointer, no good. The Blazers on offense, trailing by 2. This is their first chance to take a look at the Jazz this season.
And we saw how competitive and entertaining the season series was between these two terrific teams last year.
Yeah, people who saw this game got their money's worth, and it was fitting that they split the season series, given the enormous talent level on both sides.
Three-pointer, Lillard. The shot, no good. And Utah the other way now. Well, last season, a strong one for the Portland Trail Blazers. Actually came out on top of the Northwest Division.
Yep, snuck all the way up to that 3rd seed with the tight grouping in the Western Conference. And 4 teams in the division made the playoffs last year. 5 were in the race. Certainly was one of the toughest divisions in the league, and the Blazers ended up on top.
For 3, Fournier, good on the three-point shot. Fournier's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game.
And that's exactly what he's looking for, draining the triple.
Jackson finds Gay. Nice ball movement by Utah. Capella, the pass to Antetokounmpo. Shoots over Covington. That one off the back iron and out. Shot clock and game clock separated by less than 6 seconds. Rose against Fournier. Lillard outside. And again, it's the Trailblazers from deep.
Smart and aggressive. Lillard repeatedly dominating the pick and roll set.
Antetokounmpo against Covington. Now, Antetokounmpo. It's tipped. And so the first quarter is in the books. Trailblazers out in front. The leadership mantle, something that Damian Lillard welcomed.
A lot of responsibility when things go.
Right on the money as always. Lillard has excelled in that leadership role.
I mean, he plays with so much confidence and composure, but also it's the way he includes his teammates and gets to know them as individuals that makes him a franchise player.
And if you're just joining us, we've played through one quarter in this one. And from Portland, guys, what jumps out to you stat-wise?
A huge fan of how they have rotated here defensively, been able to challenge multiple shots.
And if you're rotating like that, it's got to be a great line of communication between all five guys. You see that reflected on the scores, all that trust showing up with the lead.
Damian Lillard out there with Evan Fournier. Then it's Willie Cauley-Stein. Then it's Robert Covington. And Harrell's in at the 4 slot. That's the group in the game for the Trailblazers.
And watching Robert Covington and how he plays out there, great 3-and-D guy, the ultimate role player on a team, and he just gels well with his teammates and doesn't force shots.
And it's Lillard with the ball. He brings it up for the Portland Trailblazers. Their next game is at Quicken Loans Arena in Cleveland, taking on the Cavaliers. That'll be the first half of a 2-game trip. And it's Harrell missing. And Greg with Covington, he makes a point with his game to take what the defense gives him.
And sometimes that means Covington will go nights where he shoots very little. He's okay with that. He's focused on efficiency and making the best decision for the team. Only cares about wins and a true team player.
Portland leading. Outside Fournier. Jackson against Lillard. Back to Fournier. Over Gay. Antetokounmpo grabs the miss.
You're not going to see that very often. Plenty of space, but he just, let's face it, he whiffs on that.
Pass to Rose. Back to Antetokounmpo. Gay trying to break free. Down it goes. Nice one there from Antetokounmpo. Antetokounmpo's got 4 points in the quarter. For the Utah Jazz, they won their last contest, that game against the Magic, and it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Antetokounmpo.
Well, somehow they kept possession of the ball after that poor pass. They should be very thankful that wasn't a turnover.
A little under 2.5 minutes gone by here in the second quarter. Here's Lillard.
Good job sticking with his man, Rudy Gay, moving on the lateral plane, and then the long arms helping out.
Dishes it to Capella, and the dunk by Capella.
Well, he's like a fumbling banker right now, dropping dimes with ease. I like how well he led his teammate on that possession.
They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
They get it back. Harrell off the mark, and the drought continues. Jazz leading by 3 from deep. And Utah another 3.
Wow, when Rudy Gay's connecting there, that's going to help out a lot. It really opens up the rest of the court.
Fournier dishes to Harrell. Back to Fournier. Derrick Rose grabs the miss. For Utah, they've gone 5 of 7 from the field here in the second. And there's the foul on the shot. He'll go to the line for 2.
Rudy Gay had a step on him, and once he gets that, you're pretty much toast with that kind of size. He drives right in there.
The Jazz shooting their 3rd and 4th free throw shots of the night. That's also good. So he hits both free throws.
Pretty consistent player when healthy, and nice to see Rudy Gay working back to this kind of athletic prowess.
So timeout called here, the first for Portland.
Yeah, it looked like they tried to shoot their way out of the slump, and that didn't work. They got to go back and regroup.
Well, no matter how hard it's been, you want to stay positive, stay focused, and maybe a couple shots will get you right back in it.
Down low, and Cauley Stein throws it down.
That's tremendous vision on the part of Lillard, just trying to lead the team right now from the point.
Now the pass to Antetokounmpo. It's a 4-second differential between the shot clock and game clock.
Yeah, I have no idea why he went with the fadeaway there. The defense was nowhere near him, and he should have just kept it simple.
Here's Rose, and a great assist by Antetokounmpo as that one goes in. Rose has got the lead up to 8 now for Utah. Here's Lillard, and the last second attempt doesn't fall. And so it's Utah in.
Thank you, Kevin. With Coach Quinn Snyder. Quinn, what has to happen in the...
Thanks for the great interview, David. And we'll be back for the third quarter of basketball following.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello, folks. Good to have you back. Ernie Johnson. Utah found themselves in a close game in the first. Their largest deficit of the period was just 4 points. They were right there within shouting distance the entire time. The second quarter went their way, all the way, as they raced to the lead and stretched their... And that's all we have for now. Tell the folks goodbye, Shaq. Tell the folks goodbye,
Goodbye.
kid.
Welcome back. Downtown Portland looking spectacular tonight from the air. Such a scenic location here in Oregon. And happy you could join us. We've got 2 quarters left to go in regulation. You look at Antetokounmpo really making a difference here.
Yeah, and through 2 quarters, he's been lights out. And you know he's going to look to add to those totals.
And defensively, hard to force him out of the rhythm at this point because he has a number of ways with which he can beat you.
So on the floor for Utah, they've got Antetokounmpo, Reggie Jackson out there with Rose. Then it's Clint Capella, and it's Gay in at the power forward position. Feeds to Antetokounmpo. Rebound by the Trailblazers. They're looking now at a sizable deficit.
And there's still time left, so they don't necessarily have to really rush the game. And they need to avoid that.
And it's Rose with the ball for the Utah Jazz. 10-point lead. This is their biggest. Following this game, they hit the road to challenge the Suns in Phoenix. That will be their second of this 5-game road trip. It's a chance now to catch up with the 4th member of our crew, Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Well, guys, the Jazz had to weather the loss of Gordon Hayward, so they need to play together to have success. Coach Quinn Snyder said, we expect guys to put the team in front of themselves and support each other. Our strength isn't in one guy. We need each other. Kevin?
David, one thing for sure, they come to play almost every game. Thank you.
And a tough game for the guys around him, mainly because his shot's been hit and miss.
Antetokounmpo kicks to Capella. Jackson against Lillard. Floats one up. Cauley Stein grabs the board. Cauley Stein's got his 4th rebound in this one. Well, Greg, and really Cauley Stein, a live wire 7-footer.
I mean, he's got great foot speed for his size. I just like to see him really become more aggressive offensively and try to improve that skill set. But his mobility is so desirable in today's game.
Here's Gay. Second shot opportunity. Well, it was only a matter of time, but they finally get the bucket. Gay's got 9 points.
Oh, the balance that Rudy Gay has, outstanding job at staying in control, even when getting hit.
Now a timeout called by Portland. One of my favorite moves is the Euro step. I know it's one of yours as well. There are a lot of guys that can do it well.
Well, I got to see Manu Ginobili step around me for years in San Antonio. But I think James Harden is still the most devastating Euro step player we have in the game. There's something about the lefties, isn't there, Kevin? We have a hard time figuring
They
a
throw
lefty
you off.
out.
They throw you off automatically just by the left hand.
Right.
Then they add the little sidestep.
James Harden with the shiftiness and the
yeah.
way he moves the ball around and draws contact. I know there are a lot of people that get aggravated by that, but he's nearly impossible to stop, especially when he's got his passport with the Euro step.
He slithers. Passes it to Jackson. Cauley Stein against Capella. And to Tecumbo. Doesn't go for him. Now Portland takes it the other way.
Yeah, tonight his shot's been a bit off, but still, they lead the game.
Lillard scanning the floor. Lets it go from deep. Renaissance Tecumbo grabs the miss.
And he's been way off the mark this quarter. It's been ugly.
Trailblazers trail by 12. Now the feed to Harrell. Gay with the block.
Using his length well on defense. Rudy Gay working hard. Swats that one away.
Got that one up quick. Jackson's got his second bucket tonight.
And really a good job spotting his teammate near the bucket and then just pinpoint passing for the finish.
They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
Cauley Stein kicks to Fournier. Pass to Covington. Just 5 to shoot. He feeds it to Harrell. Over onto Tecumbo. Utah with the rebound. Capella's got his 7th rebound here tonight.
Well, his struggles are consuming the rest of the team here tonight. He's got to find his rhythm and find it fast.
And Gay is just so crafty inside, forcing the defense to hit him in the paint.
Gay hits them both. 9 seconds left in the third. It's Fournier on the wing. Again, the miss by the Trailblazers. And so it's Utah in command with a 16-point lead as the buzzer sounds. And thanks to their outstanding defense, the impact Damian Lillard has had on this game has been minimal. We've got more NBA basketball coming your way in just a minute. And let's take this chance now to show you the State Farm assist of the game.
And the winner today, the big fella here with the sweetest of dimes. What a plus it is to have a post player who's got this ability to find.
You know, anytime a guy's in the post and the teammates know he's unselfish, great player movement can create an opportunity just like that.
And there have been 2 very different performances from these teams today as we get going in quarter number 4. Our 4th quarter action underway, presented by Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups. On the court for the Trailblazers, Montrezl Harrell is out there with Robert Covington. Then it's Damian Lillard. Then it's Evan Fournier. And it's Cauley Stein in at the 5, roaming the paint. And Fournier kicks to Cauley Stein. Back to Fournier. Clock at 4. 18 feet out. Rose with some nice D.
The edge on the glass is the difference. It's allowed them to build this lead.
Here's Gay. And good. As it just snugs right down through the net.
And since halftime, he has been a different player.
Now a timeout called by Portland. They are now showing NBA games in virtual reality. You and I have actually seen some examples of that. They can recreate almost any angle. Have you gotten a headset?
I haven't gotten a headset, Kevin, but I have watched it. You and I have talked about it several times.
Many times.
It's an amazing experience, and it will only get better. But I really think about if I was a kid growing up in Germany or Italy, and I had an opportunity to pull on a pair of goggles and to watch the game's greatest players from a seat at half court or the cameras that they set up underneath the goal at either end. What a fantastic way to be enveloped by the NBA game.
It's a cool view.
It's a very cool view, and it's only going to get better.
Yeah. Jackson against Lillard. Jackson finds Antetokounmpo. Shoots over Fournier. Down it goes. Nice one there from Antetokounmpo. And the Jazz lead by 19. For Portland, they've gone 1 of 3 from the field to start the 4th quarter. Now here's Jackson. He dishes it to Antetokounmpo. Shoots over Fournier. Antetokounmpo, no good. The Trailblazers shooting the ball poorly, just 28%. Fournier's shot is off. Utah leading by 19 points. Outside Jackson. Unloads from 13 and off the front iron, and in it goes.
And that paints a pretty good picture as to why the lead is as big as it is right now.
Jackson against Lillard. Kicks it to Cauley-Stein. Here's Harrell, and he makes good on the layup.
And this is what they wanted. I mean, to announce their presence in this matchup with authority. Very decisive. It can definitely be considered a statement win for the Jazz.
In the end, they had a better shooting percentage, and that's what made the difference. Sometimes, things go your way. The other team wasn't catching many lucky breaks themselves.
Yeah, and Kevin, not all about luck. I thought their overall shot selection was better.
And with this effort tonight, grabbing their 8th win of the year. And we watched one guy all night long, guys, and looking at the stats just confirms what a dominant game he had. What a night tonight it was for Rudy Gay.
Well, he really contributed down there on the offensive end. Seemed like he was hitting anything he was putting up.
To the paint, here's Cauley-Stein.
And finally hitting their stride. This is the run they needed earlier.
Well, easier to do once the game is on ice, as your opponent sometimes has a tendency to relax.
Jackson passes to Antetokounmpo. Rebound by the Trailblazers.
Just wondering why the defense is laying off. Luckily, they didn't pay for their mistake.
2-second difference between shot clock and game clock. Outside Fournier. Cauley-Stein kicks to Lillard. Back to Cauley-Stein. Good work defensively by Capella. Outside Jackson. And so it's Utah easily grabbing the win. They came in here and took care of business like they were the home team.
And Kevin, how about the mental toughness that this group showed?
Chanel, 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 Chanel.